This talk is called Confessions of a Vibe Coder, maybe a natural intelligence vibe coder, and it came to be because I was starting to reflect on where is this whole coding world going after the major changes we've seen entailed by AI in the last few years. And as Jody just told me, put your conclusions first. So the conclusion is do cool stuff with fun people, possibly in stunning places, and don't worry about what you call it. So this is my son helping with some archaeological mapping in the Caucasus. So where are we? Vibe coding, if you have not heard, is this new trend of AI-assisted coding where they say, see the problem, say the vibe to the machine, to the agent, and then run what it gives you back, and maybe it will not break your system, right? That's what Karpathy came up with. So it's human prompted, agent executed, and then human reviewed approach to coding. So what are those agents? They are just things by definition, or people that act on, or they have the authority to act. In principle, they are instruments. And I was wondering whether we have not been there before, whether there is, how does that map to my lived experience? So in AI, what you do, you try to start with some learning, right? We used to do supervised learning, and that's what was happening to me since I started in geospatial. I started very young, I was 15 years old, and this was my learning path. It was not open source, it was something called MicroStation version 5, and it's a very funny way of how they've done their version numbering, long story short. Why I got my first geospatial job was because I could use the mouse. And that was my learning, training, very supervised. They told me how to make maps. Years later, I have also been still taught. Anyone remembers these things? I won one. It was the time we used to use the term location-based service. I was still learning. As I progressed, my learning curve went up. We went to the new semi-supervised learning. We still use semi-supervised learning now. That's when you do things on your own. Made the first open source geoportal of the country. I was in Slovakia then. It then ran on MapServer for 10 years unsupervised, actually, because I left the company and no one else could maintain it and it just kept on running. Really good stuff. Came to Australia, started doing a PhD. It is technically supervised by, I'm going here, unsupervised learning because don't get in the way of a good story. The days of Haskell. Anyone has used Haskell here? Excellent. My PhD thesis was 200 lines of code, took 3 years to write. We then use things like, on a side project, CAMAP. Someone mentioned CAMAP yesterday to me. The first sleepy maps in Australia for the Bureau of Meteorology and the GNSS network, and a few other things. I got into the Java land. Oh, the amount of boilerplate. Knowledge distillation, also known as teacher-student training. We do that in machine learning. Nothing new. I got to supervise a big team of people that I was telling them, after all what I've learned, how to code. I had no idea about spatial, but they were good coders. We were very productive. Productivity goes super high up, right? Knowledge distillation is really good. We deployed some really fun infrastructure and made all open source based impact in Australia. Oh, and now we're vibing. That's where we are now. I supervise PhD students. I have a good idea, throw it down that way, comes back half a year later. Amazing stuff, better than what I thought of. All open source based, of course, because I don't let them touch anything else. We're winning. This is amazing. Where does this leave me? Vibe coding is all of this conversational coding. You have the autonomy that you give it to, you seed it to the agent a little bit, but you steer them continuously. And I'm finding myself in the last few years, I'm getting a bit rusty. Maybe we're getting back to agentic coding. Maybe they are just using me as a sounding board a little bit. I'm a very high-level supervisor. I'm not sure what's going on anymore. I'm not sure where the curve is going. Is it maybe dropping? Am I at the end? And what I found out, do not worry. Just do fun stuff with cool people in nice places.